Okay, so the way the breadboard works is we kind of have this area over here from A to J, which is where we'll do most of our circuit work, and we have these power columns on either side. Generally, the plus will be, the positive terminal, and the minus will be the negative terminal. The power columns run down. So right now I have this wire hooked up, which is giving me a 5-volt power source, and that power is just going to run down along this line, along the power column. Same thing goes for the negative column. If I plug in my wire here, the power is gonna run down, and it's gonna follow this brown wire into the ground right there. So, and when we look at this middle section, the power always runs from left to right. So now we can kind of look at this pretty simple circuit that I've set up. So first, like I mentioned before, I have the 5-volt power coming in on this purple wire, and it's going to run down the positive column. So this wire, this white wire right here, is now taking this power and bringing it into row number 6, and it's in the A position. So now this power is going to run left to right from A to E. So it's going to encounter this button right here, and what this button is doing, and I'll take it out a little bit to kind of show, it has these little prongs in it. And when you put it in, it's going to move that power from our row 6 to row 8. So I'll put it back in. There we go. And now once it gets down to row 8, again, it's still moving from left to right. So it's going to hit this white wire, and the power is going to transfer along that wire to row number 12. And now it's going to reach our LED. And our LED, as you'll see, it actually has 2 different nodes to it. The longer one is the positive node, and so that's why we're going to put the longer one on this side, so that way it receives from the positive terminal. So we'll put that in, and the power will go through the LED, and it should light up when we press the button, and it'll go down into row number 13. It'll go along into this white wire, and then it reaches our ground, or our negative column, which will go to the ground with our brown wire. So this right here is just a power source. So now when we press the button, the circuit is closed, and so the LED lights up. All right, so let's just talk about the principles of the breadboard again. The way it works is whenever power enters any one of these rows, right? So for example, right now we have power entering row 1 from our positive terminal. If you remember from before, we have the power coming in. So now all of these 5, A, B, C, D, and E, all are receiving power in row 1. So no matter where if we had put it in, let's say number 3 or C right here, 1C, it's still going to receive power. It doesn't matter where we put it in; the entire row is going to receive power. Well, I'll leave it in there. It's getting a little stuck. So now the same idea. Right now, we have the electricity with this circuit. It's going to go through our LED. And now once we get to 2E, all of row 2 is going to receive power. So the electricity can then flow to this wire. Conventionally, we do things left to right, but it doesn't really matter. So here, even though we're giving the power from 2E, 2C, which is where our second white wire is still going to receive the power. And then, we see the power, it's going to flow down to our button just like last time. And again, down here on row 12, we have that it's going to flow from right to left because our power is going to enter from 12C and 12E where the button's connected. And then it's going to flow to 12B where this wire is, which is eventually just going to take us to the negative terminal.
You can turn it on, see if it works.
So, we'll just press the button, and there we go. Our LED lights up.
Oh my god. Bye-bye.